I'm a narcissist.
Snow White, as you guys know, has just been released and has been going triple styrofoam. It's been getting really bad reviews and people have just not been seeing it. And pretty much Rachel Zegler decided to make it worse because she decided to post Free Palestine, which is a very controversial issue, which they don't need right now. So essentially what happened is one of the big producers of the movie, Mark Platt, made a comment to her, told her to basically take it down. And then someone responded to it and then his son responded to it. So let's get into it.
So some weirdo online sent an IG post to the producer getting mad because he flew down to tell Rachel Zegler to take the post down. And the person said, your dad flew to New York City to reprimand a young actress. Any words on this? Because that's creepy as hell and uncalled for. People have the right for free speech, no shame. And so the producer's son, John Platt, said, you want to smoke? I'll give you some smoke. So he says, you really want to do this? Yeah, my dad, the producer of an enormous piece of Disney IP with hundreds of millions of dollars on the line, had to leave his family to fly across the country to reprimand his 20-year-old employee for dragging her personal politics into the middle of promoting the movie for which she signed a multi-million-dollar contract. So AKA she's fumbling the bag for herself and the company to get paid and do publicity for. So this is called adult responsibility and accountability. And her actions clearly hurt the film's box office. How you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm just so tired of hearing about her, man. She's done everything in her power to make this movie go absolutely styrofoam. Like she has. Who gets hired to do a movie and then pretty much roast the entire plot of what the movie's about?
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird. If people will assume is a love story just because like we cast a guy in the movie, right. Andrew Burnap, all of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. And we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Like this is a little girl's movie. It's a little girl's movie. It's about a prince and a woman being saved from a prince. As basic as it gets, right? Something that most little girls like. Yeah. And she's turning it into some like political ideology about men and women that are like, it's like a grown topic and you're trying to force it on little kids. Like little kids don't want to hear that, man. This is not about that. Like if you want to talk about feminism, other stuff like that, that's completely fine. This is just not the movie to do that. This is a little girl's movie, right? Yeah. Like you don't need to be putting like serious issues in a kid's movie. Like please stop it. Like I can't stand it. And then not only that, but it's extremely selfish. People are handling her with like little kids love.
Oh, she's a little girl. Like why are you talking to her this way?
She's an employee, guys. Yeah. She's an employee. There's certain, like when you sign a contract, there's certain things that you just can't say.
That's
and
fact.
She's managed to say everything that she cannot say. Like why?
You know what's funny? So I was gonna say she's immature. As you were talking, it made me think she's very immature. And I'm not gonna lie. So the guy, I'm gonna finish what he said because he calls her immature in this, and I agree. He said that tens of thousands of people worked on that film, and she hijacked conversation on her own immature desires at the risk of all the colleagues in the crew. And I think that says it perfectly. I think she's like on her personal campaign to get her, like you said, her ideological message out, and she's sabotaging everyone who worked hard on this film's bag. Because by saying all the things she's saying, she's making the box office plummet. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, she's a narcissist.
I'm a narcissist.
She says that too. Narcissism is not something to be coddled or encouraged.
Yeah, she's literally a narcissist. Like the movie's not about you.
It's not about you.
Listen, if I understand this was a biopic, it's about your life, you want to put your ideology in it, cool, I completely understand.
Right.
This is a movie for kids.
Right.
This is literally a movie for kids.
Right.
And you're out here talking about like, oh, man to woman, and then like guys, like that's not what people want to hear.
Yeah.
When people, like when I take my niece and she wants to see a movie, a little girl's movie, I want something basic that she can follow. That way she won't fall asleep and that she gets excited, she watches it, she's happy, Uncle Tom's great. You know, that's all I care about. Yeah. I don't care about like all these other weird movies and shit like that. Like I remember I saw Barbie with one of my nieces last year and I was like, that was like one of the weirdest experiences that I've ever experienced because they were putting all these weird messages in it and I'm like, dude, my niece just wants to see Barbie. Like, why?
Yeah, you know what? You're right. That's the problem with Disney. It's a whole other conversation, so I'm not gonna go on a tangent. But Disney has lost the sauce because it's moved away from making good movies that kids want to watch to making like movies peppered with ideological
social
undertones,
like just weird stuff. And that's why they've been doing so bad in tanking. Because why do we want this in a kids movie? Why do like this should be a completely separate movie by itself? Like Rachel Zegler, you make enough money to make your own YouTube project about what you want your version of Snow White to be. Go produce that. Go do that. But then you're gonna take something away from everybody else and kill the enjoyment for everybody else because you're selfish. Not only that, but she's just not likable. Let's be real.
I say if I'm gonna stand there 18 hours
in a dress of an iconic Disney princess. I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online. And then it became like, I will elbow everyone out of the way to play the part.
She comes off as very unlikable. Like
That's right.
every one of her interviews that I've seen, she comes off as very like snobby. She comes off as snobby, narcissistic, like she doesn't care about anybody else. And she just like, who wants to support someone like that? Like who like if I'm buying and I'm paying a ticket to see, like I don't want to see that.
And it's safe to say that she probably just put a nail in her coffin for her career. Because who wants to work with her after this?
Nobody.
So I'm sorry.
Nobody.
She has to come work for my production company. So, you know, I'll put her on the payroll somewhere.
Oh my gosh, this guy's a creep.
I'll put her on the payroll somewhere. I'll leave it at that. But yeah.
Yeah, guys. Ultimately, I'm just gonna say that she made the worst decision, and I'm glad the producer spoke out and he said, well, okay. Ultimately, guys, I'm gonna say that the producer's son made a great decision. He decided to speak up for his father, which I always think I always love it. I always love it when I see family members speak up for their family members, because the producer of the movie obviously can't say anything because the movie's already going triple styrofoam. It's gonna make him look worse.
Yeah.
But I'm glad the son had the balls to say like, hey, like, what are you talking about?
Facts.
Like, this chick ruins everything she touches. It's like the opposite of something touching the gold, touches it and turns it to styrofoam. So glad he said something.
I like that. I think it's a good point. Yeah. Shout out to Jonah. We called him John. His name is Jonah. Shout out to Jonah Platt for sticking up for his dad. I think that was dope too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Decision makers, let us know what you think. Do you think he made a good decision? Leave a like, leave a comment. You think he made a bad decision and he's making it worse? Leave a like, leave a comment. All right, decision makers, don't let your ideology ruin a movie.
That's very specific.
I know, right?